So, this is the final tier list. If you want to hear more in depth about every single gun in the game, reasons why I put them where they are, just keep watching the video. If not, here's the list, so enjoy and use it to your advantage, hopefully. Uh, I hope you enjoy the video if you want to keep watching. If you don't, there's a link in the description where you can download the image. And if you want to continue watching the video and listen to what I have to say to each and every gun, just keep watching. And yeah, but if not, just click off right now, download the image, and yeah, use this as you wish. So, we're gonna make a tier list for Apex guns today, and yeah, put my thoughts, you know, on each gun, what's the spot in the meta right now, and stuff like that. So we're gonna start off with like the strongest weapons that are obviously the strongest because they're golden weapons, okay? So obviously the PK, it's fucking S tier, 100% a godlike gun in close range, definitely. No question about it. It's just so powerful, and but the thing is, like, you have only a few shots, around 25, which makes it kind of balanced right now. But it's still very, very, very powerful. If you want to, if you see this gun, you want to pick it up every time, pretty much. Especially if you're a close range fighter, and even if you're not, it's really good for self-defense. Now, the second gun, R99, of course. Also, same category. Very strong in close range, extremely powerful, high DPS. And obviously, both of those guns have very, very high, what do you call it? ADS speed, the movement speed, while you ADS. Now, the Kraber, I would put this in S tier. I'm not sure if everybody would, but it's so satisfying. It's so fun to play. Just hitting those headshots sometimes, it's so beautiful. It's out of its own. And yeah, obviously it's a sniper rifle, so not really that strong in close range. It can be used, but it's quite difficult. But yeah, definitely a strong gun, just because it can basically one-shot anyone. And if you're able to collateral, you you are basically like you would destroy a team in pretty much one shot. So that's the obvious guns out of the way. Okay, the three most powerful guns in the game are definitely the golden guns at the moment. Um, and yeah, the thing is with the R9 is the only thing what I don't like about it is its limited ammo count. So basically you get like 120 shots around that area extra, so it can't be used forever, which is really annoying to me because I really like playing the R9, especially when it wasn't a golden gun. It was my favorite gun by far, but yeah, you can't really use it in that way anymore, obviously, because it's a golden gun and a very limited ammo count. Okay, so let's go down the list. The alternator. I would definitely put the alternator around B tier. It's not the strongest gun by any means. It's a decent weapon to transition to the R301, but I usually take this gun if I really want to use an R301 in the game. And but I haven't found one yet, but I still have a hop up, so I can basically keep all of the hop ups on the gun, so I don't use the inventory space. But it's decent. It has decent DPS. Like it's an SMG, so it has high ADS speed. But in general, it's a quite lackluster gun in my opinion. Now, the charge rifle, that's a personal opinion. Some people like it. I hate the gun. I can't use it properly. I don't know what it is, but I would definitely put this in D tier. 100% D tier. I cannot use the gun. Like, it's fucking, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, like this gun is useless. Don't touch it. It's fucking. Also, it's annoying to play against. If somebody's just standing a long way, there's no chance of him killing the team, right? If somebody's standing 500 meters away from the team and shooting at the guys, there's he might get a knock, but he definitely won't get a kill, and he'll definitely not kill the team. So, in my opinion, definitely D tier gun. D tier gun. The devotion. That's a difficult one. That's a real difficult one. I'm not sure if I put it in S or A tier. It's somewhere in between. I think I will put it in A tier for me because like it's high damage. It has a potential to really destroy a team, and it's a scary gun to fight against, 100%. But the low ADS speed makes it, in my opinion, a tier gun. Even though it's pretty strong, It's a good high A tier gun, definitely. If you see this gun and you don't have anything better, and you know the recoil pattern, which is very important. If you don't know the recoil pattern of this gun, stay away from it. But if you do know and you want to pick it up, it's definitely a good choice. Definitely a good choice. Now, the EVA 8. The EVA 8 is, in my opinion, pretty weak. Um, Pretty weak shotgun compared to the Mastiff and the PK. Obviously, PK is much stronger, but it has its spots. It's definitely not a bad gun, but it's still kind of lackluster. Um, I would definitely switch out an Eva every time for a Mastiff, but that's my opinion. You can use it. It's definitely a good gun, but it definitely is not as good as the Mastiff, in my opinion. Now, the Flatline. Flatline, it has obviously, because it's a AR, slower ADS speed. I would definitely put it in A tier. Personally, I think the recoil is quite difficult to control, but the damage output is pretty strong. The fire rate is also very good. Not as good as the R31, but for me, the recoil puts it into A tier. It's really difficult, especially on longer ranges, to really control the recoil and hit consistently all of your shots. But it has like a good damage breakpoints because it's 20 damage per shot. So basically, you can kill anyone without headshots, except for Gibraltar and Caustic. Without headshots in basically 10 shots. And if you have a purple mag, that's about like you've got 30 shots in a mag, so you are able to miss a few shots, but it's definitely a strong gun. Okay, so A tier, 100%. Not sure if which one I would. I would rather pick the flatline just because it's not an energy gun and heavy ammo is more available than energy ammo in general. But yeah, I would definitely pick up this gun. Now, the flatline. Sorry, the scout. The scout, I think, is definitely an A tier gun. It depends on your playstyle. You could place it in B2, but I would place it in A. It has a very high fire rate, uh, extremely long range for that kind of fire rate for a gun, and 30 damage per shot, which is also quite a bit. And if you can hit headshots, this gun shreds on mid to long ranges. Close range though, close range, this gun is very poor, I would say. Um, I mean, you can hit your shots with it, but it's definitely a hit or miss. Same with the double tap. There's not much difference. I wouldn't use double tap for very long ranges. For mid ranges, it can be very powerful, especially if you catch people off guard. But I would generally use it on single fire. Now, the Havoc. I don't know why the Havoc has no turbocharge in this tier list, but I'll just use this the select fire as turbocharge. So keep that in mind, please. I would put the Havoc at B tier. It is very powerful though. It's a very powerful B tier. It's like a high B tier gun. And if you have a turbocharge, I would definitely place it in A tier. It's a very strong gun, very good. Slow ADS speed though, but high damage and high fire rate. So if you're able to control the recoil, it's an extremely powerful gun. Extremely powerful. Um, the only thing, yeah, the rev up time. If you don't have the turbocharge, it's quite slow, and in some situations it's fine. There's no problem with the rev up time, but if you are in very clutch situations and you gotta react more than you plan, then definitely a turbocharge is necessary to make it viable. I often have the case that I just die before I even start properly shooting at the guy, just because I didn't expect him to come around the corner or something like that. And the rev up time just takes far too long, and you're basically dead before you can properly shoot. So, next is the Havoc. Not the Havoc, Hemlock, sorry. I constantly mix that up. The Hemlock. The Hemlock is, I would say, it's difficult to say. A or B tier, it's very close. It's a difficult one. It's definitely not the most powerful gun, but I would definitely pick it up more than the alternator, and possibly I would put this, I don't know, probably B tier, high B tier. It's a good gun. The burst fire has high potential to kill someone very fast, but it's a difficult gun to place in the tier list. It's definitely very strong on mid ranges. Mid ranges is very, very, very powerful. And you are able to catch people off guard and basically 2 or 3 burst them, and like they take a lot of damage or they are already dead. Now, uh, but like the ADS speed, obviously again, it's slower because it's an AR. But I would definitely put this in B tier. Um, so next is the longbow. To be honest, I am not a sniper player. I don't like playing snipers. This is personal opinion, everything about it. But I would put this. It's a good sniper rifle for a sniper rifle. Um, but I don't really like using it. It's similar. The headshot doesn't really change too much about playing the gun. But it's not a great gun for me personally. It's a strong sniper rifle. I would pick this sniper rifle up over pretty much all of the others, but it's still a sniper rifle. So yeah, difficult to put it, but I would definitely say it's C tier. Okay, the Elstar. I hate the Elstar. It's probably my most hated gun in the game. Uh, Although it can be pretty strong off drop if you find that and a bit of energy ammo, you can definitely shred people with it. More on close ranges and non-ADS, because it is an LMG. You don't really want an ADS while carrying an LMG. Definitely on close range because you're just moving very, very slow. In gunfights, it's not really strong if you ADS, so I would definitely recommend hip firing with the gun on close range. On longer ranges, the recoil is quite high. If you don't know the recoil pattern, which I don't, it's really hard to control. So definitely burst fire with the gun, but I think it's a pretty trash gun, and you should exchange it with something better very, very soon. Um, I just noticed there's no vault in this tier list. That's a season 5 tier list. I couldn't find a season 6 tier list, but now that we are on energy guns, I would definitely put the vault in S tier. I'm sorry that I can't show it to you, but I could put it in post just a little sign here. There's the vault. Okay, vault is an extremely powerful gun. Vault is definitely an S tier gun because it has a very high DPS and a high ADS speed. It's 17 damage per shot, which is even more than the R31 has. And yeah, I would definitely put the Vault in S tier. So it's just a very powerful gun. The only slight downside I'd say is that it's sometimes you can't really have enough energy ammo with a gun. There's just more energy ammo is always better. Okay, so let's move on. The Mastiff, the Mastiff, definitely an S tier gun. It at the moment in season 6, it's the most powerful shotgun you can find on the ground at least. It has the potential to pretty much two-shot any character in the game, and that's just so powerful. You just jiggle peek a corner and two pump somebody who's very close, and even on longer ranges, it's quite consistent. Like for example, you burst someone down with the R31, they have like 1 or 2 HP, like 1 or 2 bars. You're able to, and you run out of ammo with the main gun you've got, R31 or Volt, I'd suggest. Um, and you can switch to the gun, and because it's quite like it has a horizontal spread, not very wide, like not very vertical, you are pretty often able to deal like 14, maybe 28 damage, 28 damage on longer ranges. So for finishing people off, like mid range, not long range, mid ranges, I would definitely suggest using the Mastiff. Just to finish people off, not for the main damage. The main damage you do want to use your main gun. But close range, the go-to gun. There's nothing else better except for the PK probably. The PK does contest the Mastiff right now, but the PK is golden and therefore difficult to find. So definitely close range powerhouse, the Mastiff. Always pick it up if you are a rusher, if you like to play close range. Definitely a good gun, and even if you don't want to play close range too much, it's a very good personal defense gun. I would definitely put this in S tier. So, Mozambique. Mozambique is definitely a D tier gun without the hammer point. The hammer point makes it kind of viable. Ah, wait, sorry, I forgot that about the Mastiff. The Mastiff, it's very, very important to have at least a white shotgun bolt. Having no shotgun bolt on the gun makes it really weird because the animations kind of look very different. And you think you're able to shoot, but you're actually not able to shoot. Personally, I don't really like using the Mastiff without the shotgun bolt. A white one, even a white one, is just fine. Anything above that is perfect, but white is definitely necessary to fight with this. Okay, back to the Mozambique. Definitely without hammer point, it's a D tier. It's really weak gun. It does maximum of 45 damage per shot, and it has only 4 shots. It did get buffed in the last patch from 3 to 4, but it's still pretty weak in yeah. I mean every time. Pretty much all of the guns are better than the Mozambique. But with the hammer point, I would even put this in B tier. It's powerful. You wouldn't imagine how strong the Mozambique actually is. Um, I mean, even if you don't crack the guy or close to crack the guy, you can basically one-shot people when they are cracked. So, like theoretically, like imagine somebody is running around with purple shield and you like poke them a bit and deal like around 50, maybe 60 damage onto the purple shield. So basically, there are 40 shields left. And then you push them with a hammer point Mozambique. 2 shots probably for the shield, 1 or 2 shots for the shield, and then the third shot is pretty much an insta kill if you hit all 3 shots. That is, because it does deal so much damage on flash. It's not a obviously not the strongest gun, not really late game viable. I would definitely switch it out with the Mastiff, for example. But it's a very powerful early game, extremely powerful early game, and mid game it's also holds up. It holds up. You wouldn't think Mastiff seems like not Mastiff. Um, Mozambique is a really you would think it's a really weak gun, but with hammer point it can slap pretty hard. It's pretty much the same story with the P20. The only difference is I would definitely the pre-2020 is definitely D tier without the hammer point. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious to be honest. But the hammer point version, if you get a hammer point, I would also put it in B tier. Being able to just 3-shot anyone who's cracked is definitely extremely powerful, especially if you have a communicating team. Same that all of those points kind of go also for the Mastiff. Sorry, not the Mastiff, the Mozambique. Um, yeah, but if you have teammates that crack people, that call that people are cracked, and you know which one, um, you can basically 3-shot anyone. And the high fire rate of the gun is actually like you can burst down people extremely quickly and greet them too. Greeting is also very important sometimes. Okay, so this is a weird one. The Prowler. The Prowler is extremely powerful without the select fire. Bursting people down with the Prowler is so quick, it deals so much damage on close range, and even to mid ranges if you have a decent scope on it. It's just a powerhouse on close range. On select fire, it's also a very powerful gun, but it's not as bursty. You don't deal as much burst damage, and you can't really jiggle peek with the gun. So I would kind of put this gun in B tier. Um, it's definitely a powerful gun. You should try it out, definitely. But burst mode, if you are able to control the recoil properly and hit most of your shots, it's a close range powerhouse. Not as strong as the Mastiff. You would probably lose to a Mastiff, not 100%. Obviously, it's all dependent on player skill. But I would definitely put this in A tier, the best, because it's just really powerful on close range. Now, this might be a bit controversial, but I think the R301 is an S tier. I don't know what it is about the gun. I think it's the fire rate and the consistent recoil, the very easy to control recoil. You are able to use this gun on pretty much every range. Okay, long range, it's definitely not the greatest gun, but you can definitely slap people with it. Now, medium range, it's probably one of the best medium range guns you can get in this game at the moment. Especially if you find a 2x. Personally, I like that's also personal preference, kind of. The 2x makes the gun extremely powerful on mid ranges. Um, Having a blue extended mag is also very important in my opinion because the jump from white to blue extended is like 5 extra shots in the mag, and that makes quite a bit of difference. You are able to one clip people with this gun on mid ranges if you're able to control the recoil properly. It's an extremely powerful gun in my opinion. Probably my favorite gun in the game at the moment, since they kind of removed the R9. But yeah, I would definitely use this gun in most scenarios. Even on close ranges, I would not repeat. Okay, do not use this gun on close ranges while using ADS. Okay, don't zoom in on close range. It's not a good idea. But I would having like being able to hip fire with this gun is even in close range is pretty powerful. You wouldn't expect it. Just the potential to be able to one clip pretty much any hero in the game, no matter what the armor. Okay, red is sometimes a bit difficult, but with purple armor, it's very consistent to just be able to one clip people. It's just extremely versatile gun. You can use it on mid range, short range, and even kind of long range. I would like yeah, it's kind of I'm biased here definitely because I love the gun so much. I play it pretty much all the time, and I had quite a lot of success with it. Okay, so the re, I would put the re definitely in B tier. Um, it's pretty much on the same level as the alternator, but it's kind of the little brother of the R9 in my opinion. You play it very similarly. The ADS speed is also very similar. Uh, and even if you have like a good mag, like a blue mag, it has more damage in a mag than the R9 before the patch. Um, so like it's a powerful gun. You should try it out. I'm sometimes surprised myself how powerful the gun actually is in close ranges. But I would definitely switch it out with pretty much any other light gun once I find one. But it's a good gun. Well, obviously except the P20. Like the P20, if you don't have a hammer point, don't ever pick it up. You should try the re for a bit. It will surprise you. The recoil is pretty easy to control. The damage, the DPS is also pretty high for something that looks like a trash gun. Okay, so the Sentinel. Now, obviously they removed it right now. But yeah, like with the bug, it's probably S tier, right? Clearly, because if you have a sniper rifle just able to shoot faster than a wingman, it's obviously gonna be problematic. But considering the gun as it usually is, how it's supposed to be, it's definitely a D tier for me. You are able to hit pretty sick shots. Uh, if you're able to hit those shots. Headshotting people does so much damage, 140 on normal characters, and it's if you find it off drop and have a scope for it, you can definitely kill people pretty quickly with this. You do have to hit your shots though, otherwise it's kind of useless. And the reason I put it in D tier is um, usually it's your secondary gun. You don't want to have this as your main gun because it's so slow, right? Just shoot it. The fire rate is pretty slow. Reloading is pretty slow. Um, and if you have it as a secondary gun, it's also not great. Personally, I think it's pretty bad because once you shoot one shot and switch back to your other gun, and like you run out of the ammo with your other gun again, and then switch to the Sentinel, then you have to rechamber the shot, and that's like in gunfights in high pressure situations that can be detrimental, and you could easily die because of it. That's why I'm definitely placing the gun at D tier. Also, very biased. If you like playing sniper, Sentinel is definitely not a bad gun, but just having to rechamber every time uh, it's a deal breaker for me. I hate using the gun personally. Now the Spitfire. Spitfire is probably a C tier for me. It's definitely a strong gun, but just having it's an LMG, so it's Yeah, it's kind of bad if in close range, especially you can't really use it in close range if you ADS. You will die pretty much instantly against most guns. But on if you hip fire, it can be pretty powerful. Although I would definitely switch out the gun as this when you have like the next opportunity to switch out the gun. Uh, the only benefit, obviously, with the gun is it's an LMG, so it has quite a large magazine size. You don't have to reload, but still, it's yeah, very inconsistent and very slow to use. The reload obviously takes ages too. Okay, triple take. Now the triple take, obviously, this is one gun. The gun has the choke inbuilt. Because it's able to be used on close range, I would say that it is a B tier gun. Um, it has quite the strong potential to destroy people on long ranges. Uh, just being able to deal like I think it's 130 damage per headshot if you have the shots choked on long ranges. Dealing that amount of damage always is very, very powerful. Um, but the gun is very versatile, so you are able to use it as a shotgun, kind of. If you you need to quick scope on close ranges though, because you can't hold ADS. Same with most other guns, you can't really you can't really use it on close range. It's too slow. You just move very, very slow, and that's a trend here in this tier list. You can't really use the gun properly on close ranges if you don't learn to quickscope. So definitely, if you want to try the gun out, learn to quickscope. It will come in handy in a lot of situations. And like the power of the triple take in close range is often underestimated, in my opinion. The fire rate is pretty high for a sniper rifle. You can use it, yeah, like I said, as a shotgun, and yeah, I would definitely put this in B tier. It's a strong gun. It's maybe not the strongest for sniping, but now that they changed it so the choke is inbuilt, it definitely has viability of sniping. Just choking the shots every time you shoot on long range makes it that the fire rate is pretty slow, and I would definitely, for sniping, would use the longbow more than the triple take. Okay, so last gun. Again, don't forget, the vault is S tier. Okay, I don't have the little signs there, but the vault's definitely S tier. Okay, so the wingman. I would. It's a difficult spot. Last season, I would have definitely put it in S tier. But with the introduction of the vault, it kind of messed up the dynamic, and like I don't know, man. The gun is still very powerful if you're able to use it, but it's difficult sometimes to justify playing the wingman because like the vault and the R31 are so strong on mid ranges, and the mastiff is so strong in close range and long range. The wingman is pretty much hit or miss. You can't really kill anyone with it. You can only poke people with it. I would, I think I would put it in A tier, both the headshot and the normal one. Um, yeah, for me there's no big difference having the skull pierce or having no skull pierce. The gun plays the same. You play it pretty much yeah, every time the same way. You don't go for less headshots if you don't have the skull piercer. But yeah, usually I would put it in S tier, but it's like getting outclassed by different guns in many areas. It's definitely a very versatile gun. You can use it in pretty much all the ranges. It's very powerful, very consistent if you're able to hit your shots. But I would definitely put it in A tier at the moment because the S tier is so contested. Let's do a small recap. Yeah, the S tier guns, definitely the golden guns. All of them are the strongest guns you can find. Actually, not anymore golden. They're not golden anymore. They're heirloom, red guns, pretty much. Then the Mastiff. The Mastiff is just the strongest shotgun in the game. R301. It's a very versatile AR and probably my favorite gun in the moment in the game. Devotion, very strong in mid ranges. You can use the gun pretty much on all ranges, but on mid range it's the strongest and the highest, very high DPS if you start revving it up. And yeah, just a very powerful gun. The flatline also decent in close range, definitely a good gun in mid ranges. Close range you want hipfire. Scout, very strong mid range gun, decent at long range and pretty trash at short range. Havoc with the turbocharge. Again, I'm counting this as turbocharge. Nobody uses select fire with the Havoc. Um, yeah, turbocharge, definitely a very strong gun, high DPS. Um, yeah, but without turbocharge, I would place it in B tier. Brawler on burst, extremely powerful. Short range, useful on mid ranges. Long range, it's useless. Uh, Wingman, obviously a very strong gun. Powerful on pretty much all the ranges. And the more you hit, the better you are. Also very strong in jiggle peeking. Alternator, B tier gun, off drop, it's not a bad gun. But other than that, I would switch it out with pretty much any other gun, any other light gun. The Eva, probably the one of the weakest, uh, definitely the second weakest shotgun in the game at the moment. Keep away from that if you can. Exchange it with the Mastiff every time, whenever you have the possibility. The Hemlock, strong on mid ranges, okay on short ranges. On single tap, okay on long ranges. Not the greatest gun, but it's definitely useful. Mozambique with hammer point, extremely strong if you're able to crack and communicate, crack people and communicate with your teammates that you cracked people, and your teammate has a hammer point Mozambique. You can basically one-shot anyone who is cracked, so it's a strong gun for that, but definitely not A tier. Same with the P2020, being able to three-shot pretty much anyone that is cracked is very powerful. Prowler and Select Fire, it's pretty much lackluster to be honest, in my opinion. Um, it's a good gun, but with the Select Fire, it loses the burst potential on close ranges and on mid ranges. It's not really the best gun you can use. There are definitely better guns. Actually, if I think about it, I would put the Re in C tier. It's a decent gun. I would definitely try it, but it's only close range. On mid to long ranges, it's probably probably one of the more useless guns. Triple take has been seen a lot of use in the meta at the moment. Can be used as a shotgun and a sniper rifle. Mid range is also very powerful. Definitely a big tier gun. Longbow, yeah, okay, I'm placing the snipers pretty low except for the Kraber because it can one shot. But C tier longbow, definitely. It has a pretty good fire rate for being a sniper rifle. The range makes it very versatile, and having not to rechamber the gun is very strong. Spitfire again. Um, it's a slow ADS speed. Don't use it on close range with ADS. Long range, especially if you have a scope, it's okay. Not long range, midway range. Yeah, but try to exchange the gun as fast as possible. The Re, probably one of the weaker guns in the game. Strong on close range. Yeah, already did that. Charge rifle, stay away from the gun. Fuck that gun. I hate it. It's the most bullshit gun in the game. Uh, I mean, the fire rate's pretty slow. It's pretty useless in close range, and it's a very unversatile gun. Probably the worst sniper. I would definitely put it below the Sentinel. Um, so Eldstar also a very shit gun. On close ranges, if you don't hip fire, it's okay, but it's not that great. Long ranges, it's not great either. And being able, I mean, you can't really one clip anyone because it overheats very fast, and the recoil is very uncontrollable. Controllable. Obviously, P20 and Mozambique without hammer point are the most trash tier guns in the game. I think there's no explanation needed. And the Sentinel, because you have to rechamber the gun every time you shoot, and you can't shoot a shot, switch guns, and then maybe like in the next guy, when you fight the next guy of the team, you try to do the same thing, and then you have to rechamber, and you probably die. Don't try to switch out the Sentinel with anything else. To be honest, don't use the gun. And at the moment, it's banned anyway, so it's okay. So that's the tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, like and subscribe and stuff like that. You know, the classic. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful, the tier list, and yeah, see you in the next tutorial-esque video, or I guess the next tier list for the next season, because I will definitely do that more often. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.